Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to my kitchen, where we bring Middle Eastern cooking to America. In today's show, I'll be making cooked barley. The barley is cooked until tender, seasoned with turmeric for the most amazing bright yellow color and great flavor. Serve with succulent meat so tender falls off the bones. With that, I'll be making Arabic salad, chopped lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, shallots, and parsley. Drizzle with fresh lemon juice and olive oil. For dessert, I'll be making this delicious date sweet meat. A baking pan is sprinkled with toasted sesame seeds, 2 layers of soft dates sauteed with butter, flavored with cardamom, spread over the sesame seeds, in between a layer of walnuts, topped with toasted sesame seeds. Now we will start off by cooking the meat that will go with the cooked barley. I have 4 to 5 pounds of beef with a bone. I'm using a neck bone for this. It has a lot of flavors. Of course, you can use any kind of meat. You could even use lamb if you like, or you could use any kind of part of beef if you want. So what I'm gonna do first is, the mixture is coming to a boil. I will just skim all the froth that rises to the top. And should be good enough. Most of it is out. And now what I will do is, I will turn the heat down to medium and cover it and cook it for about hour to hour and 15 minutes until the meat is tender and it falls off the bones. Now we will get our barley ready. I will measure 3 cups of barley, pearl barley. I prefer to use pearl barley. It has a lot of flavors and it cooks much faster. Oh, exactly 3 cups. Perfect. I will wash it with some cold water couple times until the water is all clear. Just like how we wash rice, we don't need to soak it or anything. It depends on what kind of barley you use. Sometimes you might have to soak it overnight or so, but this is not the kind that you need to soak. Maybe one more time. This is perfect. The water is nice and clear. And to cook the barley with, I have 3 cups of barley. So usually it's 1 part barley, 2 parts water. So I'm gonna use 6 cups of water to cook the barley with. This will go on top. Place it over high heat. Want to bring it to a boil first. The barley mixture is coming to a boil. I will put the cover on and turn the heat to medium and let it cook until tender. It's going to take about 20 to 30 minutes. We will check on the meat and our barley. See what's going on. We need to season. The meat is tender. It's falling off the bones. Look how beautiful and tender the meat is. It looks amazing. Now what we need to do is, we will season. I always like to season the meat when it's done, when it's cooked, when it's so tender. Somehow adding the salt to the meat when it's still cooking, it draws so much liquid from the meat and sometimes it dries it out. So like last 5 minutes, I like to season the meat. And this is exactly what I'm doing now. Probably we'll let it simmer for another 5 minutes and it should be done. And we will check on the barley. Look how much it's swollen. Look how beautiful it looks and plump the grains are. It looks amazing. And we will season the barley with some salt. And of course, the most important thing is the turmeric. This is gonna give it this beautiful, bright yellow color and that amazing flavor that is so special for this dish. Look how it changed immediately from being so plain and this incredible gold color grain. And you wish you can smell it. It smells amazing. And I believe we'll let it simmer for maybe 5 more minutes. I want to make sure all the liquid is evaporated, and I'll just let it simmer uncovered for about maybe 7 minutes to make sure all the liquid is evaporated. All the water has evaporated from cooking the barley. Looks beautiful. It's nice and tender and it's plump. And here I have half stick of butter. You could use shortening if you want, that you really need to heat until smoke is coming out. And looks good. And this will go on top of our cooked barley. It's gonna give it some sheen. It's gonna give it some flavor. And you just wanna gently stir it. Make sure the butter is nicely blended within the grain. Looks so beautiful. And this is ready. We will put the lid on and we'll let it sit for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes before serving. Now it's time for us to make the dessert. I'm making date sweet meat. I have a sauté pan here that I will heat about 4 tablespoons of butter, about half stick of butter. We'll melt it in the saucepan. It'll take a minute or so. While we are waiting for the butter to melt, I will need to grind fresh cardamom. Love using fresh cardamom. That's when it's gonna have all the freshness and all the intense flavors. You can grind it and leave it in a jar and use it for later, but I always like to grind it freshly. It smells amazing. I wish you can smell it. So we'll set that on the side. Butter is almost melting. To this, I will add 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. We'll just stir until all blended with the butter. We don't want to cook it too much. We want to make sure it's not going to get to the point where it's going to be dark and brown and burnt. So this is just perfect. It's nicely blended with the butter, and this is perfect. And now to this, I will add 2 pounds of pitted soft dates, real nice dates that I found, soft and meaty. So what I would do is I will cook the dates until they form a paste and they'll be even more soft. For about 5 to 7 minutes or so. Look how beautiful and soft the dates are now. we will turn the heat off and we will sprinkle about 1 tablespoon of ground cardamom. We will just mix it until well blended. Smells amazing. Fresh ground cardamom with the dates and the butter. It's beautiful. You will set it on the side to cool off for a few minutes. I have a baking sheet here. It's 9 by 13 inches. I will sprinkle the whole surface with some toasted sesame seeds. That's gonna be the base, the first layer of our sweet meat. Just like that. And then what I will do is, I will take half of our date mixture, place it on a piece of plastic that I already brushed with some butter. And what I would do is top it with another piece of plastic wrap and just try to roll it out so it will fit in our baking pan. Just like that. This is a real easy recipe to make. Does not require any baking in the oven. And it has these beautiful layers of these nutritious dates and the walnuts and the sesame seeds. It's real healthy for you. It's really easy to make and it is delicious. Now our dates are even, one nice single layer. I will remove the top part of the plastic wrap and I will transfer it to the baking sheet, just like that. Perfect. I will remove the top and just even it out, just like that. The first layer of the date mixture is nice and even in one single layer in the baking pan. On top of this, I will add 1 pound, about 4 cups of coarsely chopped walnuts in an even layer over the first layer of the dates. Perfect. And now what I need to do is I will get the second half of the date mixture rolled in between 2 pieces of plastic wrap into an even layer and roll it out into an even layer. Now the other half of the date mixture, it's nicely even in one single layer and I will transfer it on top the walnuts. Even it all out, press. Using the plastic wrap makes it much easier so the date will not stick. So we'll just even it out, press into the walnuts, make sure it will stick to it and we'll make a nice layer. And then I will sprinkle the whole surface with some toasted sesame seeds. What a great looking dessert. Easy, healthy, full of nutritious. You know, dates are good source of energy, good source of protein, and of course the walnuts are so healthy for you. Sesame seeds, this is a great dessert to have. So roll it out, make sure all the sesame will try to even out the top of our sweet meat in a nice even layer. Look how beautiful the sesames are glued to the dates. So this will be an amazing sweet meat with layers of sesame seeds and walnuts and dates all together. This looks beautiful. Now I will place this in the fridge to cool off before cutting it into desired shapes. The date sweet meat has been sitting in the fridge for about an hour. Actually, it's nice and cool. I flip it on a cutting board, and now I will cut it into diamond shapes. It's much nicer when it's cold. Look at the beautiful layers of the dates and the walnuts in the middle. It looks so beautiful. Perfect. So we'll cut it in about maybe 1.5 inch strips to start with. Just like that. Real easy dessert to make. When you have so much dates, you don't know what to do with it. You could use any other nuts if you don't like to use walnuts. You could use pistachios, almonds, and any kind of nuts. And now we will cut each one diagonally to get the diamond shapes. You can cut them into squares if you like, or any kind of shapes. We'll dip the sides with some toasted almonds and place them in this beautiful decorative platter. Look at these layers. Looks so beautiful. Now it's time for us to make this delicious, simple, healthy Arabic salad. Before I need to get the lettuce out, I am using romaine lettuce that I washed and dried. What I would do is I will finally chop the lettuce. You could use any other lettuce if you like iceberg, if you like butter lettuce, but of course romaine lettuce, it's crispy, it's delicious, and it has a lot of flavor, and it's really ideal for this salad. I will place it in a bowl. Now I will use about 2 cucumbers. I like using the English cucumbers. They have less seeds in them, and you don't even need to peel them. So just like cut them lengthwise in 4 quarters and chop them, roughly chop them. So also go in a bowl. And now I'm using these beautiful vine tomatoes. Nothing like using vine tomatoes. Look at the colors of these tomatoes. Love these. They have so much flavors. So again, we will roughly chop the tomatoes. You don't want to chop it real fine. Okay, I will transfer the tomatoes to the bowl also. And I'm using 1 shallot for the salad. I like using shallot. It has much milder flavor than the regular onion. But of course, if you don't like to use shallot, you could just use red onion or regular onion. If you don't like to have onion in your salad, you can eliminate that at all. But using shallot, it gives you that mild taste of an onion, and it will add a lot of flavors. I like using shallots to make sauces, to use it for salad dressings, or even when added to some salads. I'm gonna chop this real fine. Of course, the color is so beautiful. It's gonna add to our salad, and this will go in the bowl. Just one should be good. I will chop some flat leaf parsley. This will add some crunch and some freshness and some flavor to our salad. And this will go also in the salad. Perfect. Now all the ingredients are in. They all chopped nicely in our bowl. Now it's time for us to make the dressing. For this dressing, I need 2 lemons. Nothing like using fresh squeezed lemon juice for the dressing. You can use vinegar. You could use maybe balsamic vinegar or red wine vinegar, white vinegar, whatever you prefer. I will strain the juice. Want to make sure there be no seeds. Now the lemon juice is in there. To this, I will slowly add some extra virgin olive oil and whisk. And then we need to season it with some salt. Also, I'm adding some dried mint. You could use fresh if you have it available. Whisk and pour it over the salad. Beautiful, it smells amazing. We'll toss everything. Make sure everything is nicely blended and soaked with that amazing dressing. Perfect. That's all the time that we have for today. In today's show, we made cooked barley with meat, we made Arabic salad, and date sweet meat. You'll find all these recipes and many, many more in everyone's favorite cookbook, Treasured Middle Eastern Cookbook. Thank you so much for coming to my kitchen and enjoy Middle Eastern cooking. We hope to see you next time with more exotic dishes from the Middle East.